Game over.
And what is up? Welcome back. It is Friday night, and here with the Average Boys podcast, it's your boy Crispy, and you'll see I am joined here by my two boys, Trigger and Brian D from New Jersey. What is up, my boys?
Joyzy.
You guys always sound funny doing that, by the way.
I know, because we're not from there. We can't say it correctly.
Brian, I actually have to ask you this, man. So my wife says that I say yesterday the same way a person in New Jersey does. Yesterday.
Sounds normal to me.
I was like, I fucking...
Yeah, but is it normal because you're from Jersey, or is it normal because
that's a great question. I honestly have no idea if it's because I'm from Jersey and it just sounds normal or what. I'm not exactly sure how you're supposed to sound saying that. So
because she's like, you say yesterday, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking? Yeah, I was like, the fuck are you talking?
That's more of like a New York when it's
right. I was like,
yeah, because
like Manhattan sort of shit.
That's a New York thing.
Because I was gonna say, like, I've had the opportunity to know Brian for almost about a year, right, Brian?
Yeah,
I'd even say a little bit more than that.
Yeah, over
and
it's probably going on 2, honestly.
Yeah, going on 2 years, and from what I feel is like you don't really speak with like any kind of like heavy accent from like any other like area in the New Yorks there. Because I've heard people from New York talk and they have like really crazy like accents.
Well, it's totally different because like New Jersey, we kind of do have an accent. Some of us have a strong Jersey accent, but for the most part, we don't really have an accent.
Yeah. I've never really heard you talk with like a crazy accent like that.
Yeah.
Which I mean, it's cool. Like maybe every now and then when we kind of get a little street,
right.
But like
I was gonna say like you might get some like some hood terms, but other than that.
Yeah, I kind of feel like it's more in like, but you know what? I always feel like it's more in like the hip hop vibe, like a little bit more of the street hip hop. That's what I kind of feel. But then that's kind of universal. Like
sipping on that yak.
Nah, you don't really drink that stuff. What do you like to drink, Brian? What's your?
Honestly, I'm more of a Jameson person. If I'm just just chilling. But then other than that, it's more of like a Scotch whiskey kind of deal. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think I've said this before. I've never tried cognac before, and I've always wanted to because everybody says it's sweet.
Not really.
Yeah.
Not really.
What does it taste like? What would you compare it to?
Bad bourbon.
Yeah.
Bad bourbon. Goddamn, that sucks.
I mean, I can drink Hennessy, but it's not my go-to though.
No.
Then gonna actually kind of flex my job a little bit, right? So I actually, I'm actually drinking Bull and Bear bourbon. It is a Kentucky bourbon. It is actually my new go-to, like over Bullet. But my company actually represents a brand called Nyack, and Nyack is a black-owned and operated cognac company or distillery, and they actually import all of their grapes from France when they make their cognacs.
That's pretty cool.
Whoa, shit! That's pretty badass. That's good shit.
And Nyack is actually specifically tailored to the hip hop community
for black people.
Alcohol for black people.
Insensitive, but
alcohol for black people.
Yeah, man. And dude, it was when I would do tastings, it was so hard not to like say that.
Yo, and now I gotta ask both of you. Speaking about our black cultural friends and stuff like that, I have to ask this. So we had this conversation a couple of months ago, and I think Triggs, you were a part of this because Brian asked you. Would you consider the Boondocks cartoon an anime?
100%.
Or would you consider it an American animation? And then how do you consider that to the culture of knowing that we now officially have a black-owned animation studio in Japan, and that being noticed as the first black Asian animation franchise or whatnot in history?
Honestly, man, like...
That's a good question, though, right? That you guys can't tell me that's not a good question.
Well, here's the thing. If you break down, like, anime, right? It's animation, right? So, like, if you really want to get, the
I believe it's important sometimes because that guy does deserves his praise. This gentleman that started his own studio in Japan.
That, man, but here's the thing. Like, I consider Boondocks an anime because it has a lot of tropes
from anime.
That anime do. But is this an American animation? I mean I consider it on the same level of anime trope and anime like feel as Avatar. Yet again, American animation, and I would gladly consider that an anime.
Yeah, that's I mean it's one of those things. I think Avatar was a really, really good show of force when it came to the American culture jumping into the genre of anime also.
Yeah,
like trying to flex its like studio stuff.
And to be honest, we didn't fail. They became a cult classic fucking immediately.
Mm-hmm. I'll just show this real quick just so you guys can see it because I want to give this guy his marks. This is the first black owned anime Japanese studio in Japan.
Man, sell me weed, man.
And I 100% am so proud of this because I don't know how many people know, but like in the Asian culture, like people that are of different descents like that are really like they're not aggressive, but it's just so embedded in the culture that they don't treat them politely. So to see someone thriving in this type of situation in Japan, I give it up to this gentleman. His name is Dart.
Isam?
What is it?
Is it not Arthel Isam?
No, it's director. Yeah, there we go. Arthel Isam, CEO of art director D'Art Shatjo.
Shatjo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, his works were featured in music videos such as The Weeknd, Jay-Z, Pharrell, and others. So shout out to this gentleman for doing that, man. I give it up to him. But yeah, okay. That was a real crazy side quest. I had just read about that guy a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, dude, fucking ups on him, man. Ups on him.
Man, why didn't we bring that shit up earlier, dude?
Right? I didn't even mention that earlier in our discussions before. Want to give a shout out to Rob. Rob, we see you, boy. Shout out to anybody else out there watching us live. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We appreciate you. We're going to be talking about some interesting stuff today.
Wait, hold on 1 second. I want to just give a shout out to everyone that's been in the Discord with me over the past week.
Hey,
yeah, man, for real. I've been seeing
super lit in the Discord, bro.
Dude, yeah,
the Discord's fun, man.
Jump in a little bit more and stuff like that, and try and comment and shit.
I'm so happy you guys are in there. I know that George Michael Betancourt's usually in there. Of course, my friend Christella. You boys are in it. Fucking David's here. What's up, David? Rob's in it, of course, and yeah, it's just fun, man. And we have a bunch of things that we got planned up that we're really, really pushing on. And like I said, it's just, I had told you guys about this like last week, I think, on how fun it's been with everybody, like dropping memes and then like talking spoilers. And of course, like my brain, it's so funny, dude. My brain is constantly rushing. And of course, like in the last couple of weeks, of course, we've been kind of touching base on what Marvel's been doing, of course, with the films. We just had the release of Quantumania. It had its ups, it has its down. Of course, like we were talking about its, I think right now everybody's kind of covering this like drop off in the film. We get it. It's not everybody's cup of tea. And of course, when people are loud about it, it's good because the studio hears it and hopefully they come back and they fix it. That's what we want. We just want them to fix things. They can do whatever the fuck they want with it. We just want them to fix it. But it gets us to always get our nerd vibes out. And of course, one things that I always have a tendency to say is, what a time to be alive as a nerd, that we're getting all of this badass content to actually see. Because like back in the day, we just had like the Fantastic Four, that weird one. Yeah, we had the Captain America from the 70s. Yeah. The fucking we had all the weird shit. I mean, if anything, I'll die on this fucking sword The only thing back in the day that I would consider that would be close to cool, like the nowadays shit, was Blade. I think the Blade movies were like instantly the coolest shit that Marvel was pumping out. And Marvel knew it too. They were like, fuck, this is a gold mine, dude. Give Wesley Snipes whatever he wants.
The Blade saved the company.
Yeah. I man, that's like one of my biggest marks. So yeah, now we have all this beautiful content that we could talk about and all the beautiful movies that we can watch. I'm excited.
You already know that Wesley Snipes is like, I saved Marvel, motherfucker.
Yeah, he's gonna tell everyone that every day. And you know what?
On his fucking resume.
I really hope that Marvel finds a way to like get him in the Blade movie, like in some way, like in the new one with Mashallah Ali.
What if they made him the new Whistler?
That's what I was kind of thinking.
But wait, hold on. Don't you think that would kind of like shadow the movie if you had him in this movie? Because he is a big fucking star in the Blade. You can't think Blade without Wesley Snipes. Well, that's the reason why I don't want him in my fucking movie.
Well, yeah, of course, yeah, because you want him in there because he did such a phenomenal job the first time.
Oh, he doesn't.
But like,
I don't want him in my movie because he's gonna shadow.
Yeah, because he's gonna walk over like Mashallah Ali's. They're gonna always compare him to it, right?
To be fair, it's not like Mashallah has like a whole lot of want to do this movie anymore. Anyway.
Well, yeah, but that's not his fault.
Yeah, I don't blame.
Yeah, I don't blame him. But yeah, like I do understand what Brian's saying. Like it's like, hey, but do you want that, knowing that everyone has all of this beautiful praise for what he did originally, and then bring him in, and then he accidentally overshadows Mashallah Ali because people are comparing his physical work that he brought to life compared to whatever it is that they do that Marvel does Mashallah Ali's action.
Now, if we're talking like Secret Wars, where you bring in multiple Blades, and I can see that, but for
that'd be cool.
In the Blade movie, I would keep him far the fuck away from that movie.
What if you just made him like the human police chief, or like you brought him and put him in like a small role, or you know what, like honestly, you know what, even better. What if they did it like a Lou Ferrigno in the Hulk movies?
All right,
where like he's like a security guard or something.
But if you see him, what are you gonna say? You see him anywhere in this movie, what are you gonna say?
Oh, whoa, it's Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, I'm good on that.
You're like, I don't need that shit.
Yeah, nah.
But like that's the thing. Like how was it for you all when we saw Lou Ferrigno in the original Hulk movie, and he was just a security guard, and they give him a pizza, and he's like, "God bless you, bro," and then like they just leave.
To be completely fair, I don't think a lot of people knew what Lou Ferrigno looks like outside of the Hulk.
Outside of the green skin.
And honestly, I think the reactions would be totally different because first off, Lou Ferrigno, that was before our time, right? We know who he is.
Another big reason.
We know who he is. We know that he is the original Incredible Hulk. I get that. And so it was cool. Oh shit, that's Lou Ferrigno. That's pretty cool. But if you're talking about fucking Wesley Snipes in a Blade movie, that's gonna hit a little bit different. I think
that's gonna hit. Yeah, it's a really strong. So like, what do you think? What if we don't have him as a cameo, but instead they're like, hey, we needed like the stunt guy and him to create the martial arts for the film, and then that's our thing. We invited Wesley to help Mashallah Ali be like the same, because the thing is what a lot of people don't know is all the stunt work that what's his name, Wesley Snipes did back in the day. He kind of created this like fake martial arts for film dedicated to how he thinks Blade would fight, which is really weird to say, right? Because it's like, how do you do that? How do you, hey, what's up? How do you create a martial arts for that? But it was all themed around like his mentality of street and life. And I mean, fuck, what he did and what he brought to the screen as Blade was really, really cool.
Look, man, listen, I get that. The last thing, I'm only thing I keep thinking about. Oh, and by the way, I'm on my phone today, so if anyone is commenting in the chats or whatever, I can't see it. So just what's up to everyone, just in general. But
I'll make sure I relay the message for Brian, guys.
Appreciate it. So what's up to everyone that's listening, everyone that's watching? I appreciate you guys a lot. My thought on that is, listen, I am not going to put any additional pressure on Mahershala Ali than I possibly can. So if I can make this movie without any involvement from Wesley Snipes, I'm going to do so. I'm not
Okay.
going to put any additional pressure on my leading actor just for some nostalgia facts, and some geek can find out that Wesley Snipes learned about this. We're a small.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I mean, I understand that too. I understand that. I think like everybody else that Wesley Snipes did an amazing job, and he deserves his licks. He deserves his like praise. But yeah, maybe that's the point. Is like it's that time to pass the torch and not have these guys come and save the franchise just based on their reputation from the past, right?
If you're gonna do that, then just give me another Blade movie with fucking Wesley Snipes. If you're
Who is it? I mean, he could probably do it. They've done all these other movies with Tobey Maguire and all these other old ass motherfuckers. I mean, Patrick Stewart is still out here doing Patrick Stewart shit, and he's like, damn, that guy's pushing almost 80, man.
He is 80.
Yeah, so I mean, even with that, even that, Hugh Jackman, dude. Hugh Jackman about to come back. He's pumping iron like crazy in his what is it? His Twitter. He's been pumping pictures out saying that he has to get back in that Wolverine shape, and I 100% believe he's gonna get in that Wolverine shape.
Yo,
I
did
100%.
anyone see the pictures of Jake Gyllenhaal for like whatever movie?
For some film, right?
Did you see him?
Dude, he looked ripped to shit, man.
He
He looked amazing.
Dude, I don't know.
You mean Southpaw?
No. So
the new movie that he's coming out with.
So earlier today, I know exactly what you're talking about. Earlier today, Conor McGregor came out at UFC 222 and got on the microphone and was like, yo, what's up, everybody? He wasn't supposed to be there. He's not like fighting or anything. And he shows up and he's like, hey, I want to say what's up and thank you all for coming out to 222. And he goes, as a matter of fact, I'm going to bring up a camera guy right now in my production company because we're filming a movie and you're all going to be in it for the weigh-ins. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. They're doing some documentary or whatever. Lo and behold, motherfucking Jake Gyllenhaal comes out because in the film that he's doing, Jake Gyllenhaal is the MMA fighter, and they're doing weigh-ins, and he takes his motherfucking shirt, and this guy is like Luke Rockhold built to fucking shit. Like, I am not even lying. He looks tremendously in shape.
So the weigh-ins for the Bones fight for tomorrow happened today, and that's where they filmed this scene in this upcoming movie, which John Jones is like shit, by the way. I don't know if he's gonna win tomorrow, dude. But yeah, the weigh-ins happened today, and
holy
after the weigh-ins, they had that scene when Jake Gyllenhaal came out. He looked fucking shredded.
As a matter of fact, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play the video. Our boy Robert had that video up on his Facebook, and I'm gonna screenshot this from Facebook right now so you guys can, so everybody here in the chat and everybody that's here live with us can see this weigh-in shit. So there's Jake Gyllenhaal. His character is playing a UFC fighter. I'm not really sure who or what, but it says Jake Gyllenhaal filmed a scene for his upcoming. Oh, it's Roadhouse. It's a fucking remake. Oh shit, it's the Roadhouse remake. I just want to give. I want to give my fucking praise to this guy because boy is this dude in shape for this shit. Look at how ripped this dude looks. Yo, this was Waterboy, guys, or this was Bubble Boy. Remember that shit back in the day? God, this guy looks good, dude. Like straight up. That's like the physique is on fire, dude. And of course, like right now, since it's for a film, everybody's playing their role. They told Dana White and all that other stuff. So, and there's another video. I'll see if I could find it.
It's a beef video.
Yeah. So shout out to Rob. Thank you very much, man, for putting that up. The next Batman, Vince says in the comment section. Yo.
I'm actually gonna send it to you on our chat right now.
Let me ask you guys a question. I know you guys are both UFC fans. Does John Jones have a shot to win this fight tomorrow?
John Jones is probably one of the greatest fucking hand-to-hand combat specialists in the world.
I understand that, but
yes, 100% he does.
Did you see what he looked like in the weigh-in today?
Oh, because he had to gain weight to get at this weight class. Like, he had to get big, but like his fight IQ of understanding what to do at the right time is the thing that people lack. So like when you see John Jones and he clinches up, people automatically start throwing knees, where John Jones will throw a knee, pop an elbow, spinning back. Like, he does things that people don't think of unless you're used to fighting, like just fighting in general. If you know your weapons. And John Jones is spectacular at that. That's what makes him completely deadly. He's like I've said before.
He has not been in the octagon in 2 years, bro. 3 years.
Yo, he's been in an octagon every day for training in training. Like he's literally in an octagon every day.
And have you seen what he looked like at the weigh-in?
Yeah, he's big. Yeah, he's big.
He's fat, bro.
He's big.
He's fucking fat. He looks.
Yeah, this would technically be just his walk around weight.
He looks
like when he's not cutting weight, because usually fighters they'll cut. Like my fighter Aaron Cortez, he walks 198 normally, cuts down to 155.
Jesus.
Like in 2 months, 155. And then the next day gains 17 pounds. So like right after weigh-ins and we carb up 17 pounds of weight that he gets back.
My only point is that if you haven't been in an octagon in 2+ years and you're finally getting, ready to
the fight, opportunity,
I would expect you to look a lot better than what he looked. Personally.
That's true. And I do understand it too. The only thing that I would say is that we've just been used to seeing him at his weight cut weight. So this would be like more of a natural. He doesn't have to worry about dieting too heavy. I think more than likely, since the weight is there, it's going to affect his speed and his cardio. Because that's like at least 20 extra pounds that he's carrying.
What he's known for. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't listen, I am a huge Bones fan. Like, I think that he does have a shot to win this fight.
Oh, yeah.
But his opponent is no slouch. Like, and not only that, but he looks out of shape. He does not look in shape, dude.
Yeah. No. I believe it. I'm 100%. I think it's a really good matchup. The only thing that I think that he has that would be like his credibility would be his fight IQ in this situation. That's literally it. That's the only thing that he has for saving grace is his fight IQ. The thing that he's probably going to have to fight with, because he does look big, is that he's going to have to be carrying that weight around and to see if he can last it for the rounds. And then to have someone that's at a better shape coming down to fight at that weight class and maintain and push. Because right now, if you think about it, John Jones had to go up in weight. This is like the same thing that I don't know if you've ever talked about it, but like if Israel Adesanya was going to fight John Jones, this would technically be what Israel Adesanya was probably going to look like. Because he was going to have to come up in weight to fight John Jones. They're going to meet somewhere in the middle. Where the guy, I forgot this dude's name that John Jones is fighting, he doesn't have to come down because this is the weight class he fights at.
I don't know how to pronounce his name. It's like Serial Gain or something like that.
It's like Gane. It's like Gane or something like that.
And what's crazy is, if I'm not mistaken, this guy used to train with...
This guy's no joke, bro.
No, he used to train with that dude that left, right? The Congo guy?
The heavyweight champ. Yeah.
Yeah, they used to be part of the same camp, and then these guys fucked him over.
Yeah,
Ngannou?
Ngannou, yeah.
This guy is no joke. That's the only reason. Like, if this was just like a tune-up fight for Jones, I would like, all right, dude, like I get it.
Yeah.
But he's going in there with someone that could take his fucking head off, bro. So
but that's John Jones, man. That's the way he works. You know what I mean?
See, and that's why I think he might get his head taken off because he.
True that.
He might be trying to be like, I'm John Jones and I'm just gonna win off of experience. And we, as true fans, say, you know what, he's still the GOAT, and he loses. But I think this is a bad matchup for that.
I think the one thing that we can take from this is that this is an exciting motherfucking fight.
Yeah.
And
anyone in the comments, I want to know what your thoughts are. If you guys have seen the weigh-ins and what you guys think about his odds here, because he's
to be fair, he did look fluffy. To put it mildly.
Yeah. He looks a little like he didn't miss pasta day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shout out to Vince, George, guys. Thank you for jumping in the comment section. We hope you guys are doing good. Thank you guys for jumping in, guys. If you guys want to say something to Brian, let us know in the comments because Brian cannot see the comment section. So if you have a specific question you want to ask him, put it in there and I'll make sure I tell him for sure.
Or if you guys want, you guys can always wait until we get into the Discord, and I will definitely interact with you guys there. I love.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of talking to you guys in the Discord. That's
I love that. I was telling Trigger that you were saying that you were really enjoying the Discord off shot, and I was like, that made me so happy because I've worked super hard to make something fun like that.
I even added him on my Discord, man.
Yeah,
dude.
Straight gangster. But yeah, really exciting times. Guys, I gotta ask, as a matter of fact, talking about the John Jones fight, one of my friends is up there, Gilbert Urbina is a good friend of ours. He's up there in the UFC fights right now too. Shout out to Gilly, and Elias, shout out to the boys. Did you guys see Jake Paul versus Tyson Fury?
Yes.
It popped off this week.
I saw the highlights. What did you guys?
Yo, I was 100% blown away by both of those guys' skills. They did fantastic. Both of them did a fantastic job of actually putting on a good boxing match.
I think this the guy Jake Paul got exposed. Like he has one punch. He has one punch where he's trying to knock your head off.
You can see where he was really trying to put that right overhand in.
Yeah, I was about to say that's exactly what I was about to say. I was like, it's a right overhand. Like that's his shot. Like,
and he was trying. Overhand. It's the one that he hit Tyrone Woodley with. He knocked out, I think, what's his name, Ben Askren with it. Yeah, it wasn't the one that caught. He caught Anderson Silva with a straight two off of a corner cut. Boom, and he came in with a nice little little movement, little dodge, little juke, little juke work and shit, right? But yeah, you could see it like in the very first round, he was trying to throw like that fake jab, throw the overhand, miss, and clinch up automatically. It wasn't until you saw later on that he kept doing it that it exhausted him. By like the third round, you could see Jake Paul just didn't have any more. Like he had no energy, man, no energy. And Tyson was just like, Fury was just using that jab really, really well, just putting it on him, man.
And not only that, but like he actually caught Fury a few times with that overhand right, and he ate it. Like he just. Oh
yeah. There were times, but I think it was already like he was just exhausted. He was just throwing it. I think he was just lazily pulling it out there, and when he hit him, like Tommy Fury was taking, like you could see his head, like, but I think he was going with the flow of the action or something because he was getting popped with those overhands when they would connect. But I just think he was just so prepared for it that he knew that that's what it was going to be. That was going to be his money. So he was like anticipating that overhand. Yeah. Other than that, it was a great fight. The guys did a phenomenal job. Shout out to Tommy Fury getting that bank though, dude.
I'm actually going to have to say that Jake actually looked a little sloppy in this fight.
You know what? And that's absolutely correct. And you know what? He came out later on and made a bunch of excuses.
My arm hurt.
Yeah, which of course, like, one thing is for sure, most of the time when fighters are cutting weight and it's like a tremendous amount of weight, like sometimes your immune system gets fucked up and you do catch colds and get sick faster. Like that's for sure. And I know that he said that one of the excuses that he said was like he felt sick or like just like not ready in a physical way. And then I do remember him saying something about like he had hurt his arm or something.
Like, you're gonna get Jake Joseph Paul. You're gonna get the full name, and I was like, shut the fuck up, dude.
What I was impressed with was the purse, dude. If I'm not mistaken, Jake Paul made 14 million and Tommy Fury made 7 million. Like that was just the purse for themselves. And then to top it off, Jake Paul made the bet where he bet his whole purse. And I don't know if you remember, he bet like his first month's rent or mortgage or I don't know what the fuck it was. He bet something really wild, dude. He put like all of it on this thing. So like that was, to me, that was another thing that was like, that'll make a man nervous. That'll make a man real nervous.
This guy's paid millions for a fucking Pokemon card, dude. Like he's not broke. Like he didn't.
Yeah, that's not gonna faze him. Yeah, this guy's rich. But what's awesome is Tommy Fury went into that bet, and the dad was like, "Fuck yeah, we'll take that bet," and he won, and he just got a newborn baby, dude. Yeah, like you know what I mean. Like he's set for a good amount of time for him and his family. He can kind of chill. I mean, no, he'll probably, continue on and fight. I think the best thing for these guys is KSI's got to get in this action. So KSI is probably going to be the next one. KSI has been doing good. There's this other gentleman that fights alongside with him called Salt Poppy. Have you ever heard of this cat? No. I mean, what a fucking name. He's a Filipino guy that does like fake running videos on TikTok. And he was this chubby guy. He lost weight and he did his first 2 fights and he looked fucking phenomenal, dude.
Yeah. No, I saw that, dude, and he like embarrassed his fucking fighter.
Yeah, the guy came out. He was talking a bunch of shit, and this guy was just like, "Hey, I'm gonna let my hands do the talking," and he did an amazing job.
And let his hands do the talking, dude.
There's this really cool video. If you guys ever get a chance to watch it, it's a bunch of YouTubers fighting each other. It's called Content Clash of Contents.
Yeah.
What's his face? All of these guys get in it, and it's really good. It's really fantastic. This one kid, I don't know if you're familiar with him, but Michael Reeves. He's like a science nerd kid that's always making like stupid science stuff. Michael, he's super hilarious. Well, he did his first boxing match, and he did a phenomenal job. It's so cool just watching these guys out of their like natural habitat of being like nerds and gamers and just beating the shit out of each other. It's so good. You know who's in it? One, the guy from not Man versus Food, but the one that used to be on YouTube. They used to do a bunch of like food challenges. Like they used to make a bunch of like man foods and shit. Some really tall guy with a beard.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
He came out and he challenged Dr. Disrespect, and Dr. Disrespect said no. To a boxing match.
I can't believe that this is where boxing is right now. This is insane, man.
Dude, can you blame it? Look at street beats. Look at fucking prisoner fights, or what was that? Prison bum fights or whatever.
Dude, it was awesome.
Like that shit was wild. That shit was wild. No, Brian, backyard wrestling.
There's nothing you're gonna say to me to not make me feel like this is just insane.
The Hardy Boys backyard wrestling back in the day in the 90s. That's where they started from.
I can't.
Kimbo Slice.
You can't compare fucking Kimbo Slice to people being paid millions of dollars right now to watch fucking nerds put on boxing gloves and go at it with each other. And
I don't know, man. I find it phenomenal to see these guys getting out of their.
To me at all.
I think it's so cool. There's just something about it that kind of like you wouldn't anticipate these guys to like. Most of them talk shit about each other, and then they got to back it up. You know what I mean? Like Dr. Disrespect. I mean, I know you're a big fan of Dr. Disrespect.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of Dr. Disrespect, but I know who he is. I'm not subscribed to him at all or anything. I'm more interested in the people.
I'll fight him.
I'll fucking fight. I'll fight his ass for $1 million.
That's a tall motherfucker, bro. I don't know.
I don't give a shit.
Dude, he's huge, dude.
His reach is kind of crazy, bro.
He's like 6'4", right?
He's tall as fuck, dude.
Yeah, he's tall as fuck, dude.
Has he ever had a good kidney shot before? I promise you I have one.
You're like head level to it. Yo, you know who's fighting in this? Are you guys familiar with the internet phenom, famous rapper Froggy Fresh? Tell me you know who Froggy Fresh is.
I'm gonna drink.
He's the one that did the Chris Helmsworth song.
I'm gonna drink more bourbon now.
He's fighting in the next creator class.
Why do you know some kid called Froggy Fresh?
Dude, you don't know Froggy Fresh. That's Krispy Kreme. He's one of the greatest fucking rappers of our time.
Talking English to me?
I guarantee you guys know who it is. I guarantee. I tell everybody about him. He's from Austin, Texas. He's like 3'7", bro. This guy's a fucking tiny dude, and he's doing a boxing match. He's hilarious. If you guys get a chance, like
the only thing that I care about coming out of Austin, Texas, is peach jars. That's it.
You can't wait to watch this shit, can you?
Oh, I'm excited just for Krispy Kreme. Like Froggy Fresh is funny, dude. That's my boy, dude. Like I love that guy. I've been following him for years online. I want to see him get at it. But straight up, you guys check it out. It's really funny to watch. Really cool to see these guys get together in a sport that I love and that I'm a huge fan of, and to see them put it on and get in there and know what it's all about. But yeah. Straight up, fun little talks, boys. I just wanted to know if you guys had seen the Jake Paul and Tommy Fury fight. I thought it was very interesting. Jake Paul has taken his first loss. The king has been dethroned. And I want to ask you guys, as content creators yourselves and people who understand image and popularity and understanding about reputation, what do you guys think the next move? I mean, this guy, dude, any movie he makes money. But what do you think would be the next move for him? Because he's pretty solid about wanting to be...
He's already stated
in boxing.
He's already stated that he's making his move to MMA.
Okay, that's oh yeah, he did sign a contract. He called out the Diaz brothers, one of them at least. Oh shit, that's a big call, man. It's a big fucking call. What about you, Brian? What do you think's a good move for him? I mean, anything this guy does is a fucking move. It's a money move.
His next move should be to go the fuck away, bro. I'm tired of
you just want him to disappear, right?
Him and his fucking gremlin looking brother, dude. I'm done with them, dude. Like, I'm over it.
So you're not a big fan of like Logan and the WWE and all that stuff?
Nah, not really.
Nah. No. Do you feel like he's at least, because I mean, from what I heard,
he's talented.
Some people were saying like
the kid could be a wrestler.
Yeah.
But do I necessarily look forward to seeing him or?
Nah. Okay, I get you.
Not really. Like,
he doesn't really have that value as a character.
That's my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, he's done some pretty cool stuff that, adds visual, but I don't think he's really gone out there to really get people to like know he's either a face or a heel.
It's not even that though. It's the fact that spot can be going to someone that is actually a wrestler.
Deserving.
that those boxing matches, that money that you're giving to these kids can be going to actual professional fighters.
That's a really fucking good point.
So
that's
like,
a really good point.
That's my only point. I get the novelty of it. I get the spectacle aspect of this. But do I necessarily look forward to seeing any of this shit? No. Will I tune in? Yeah. I mean, it is interesting, but I'm not looking forward to that. Especially when it comes to WWE. I just think that he's gonna be in WrestleMania. Like, that match can go to somebody that has been in
who's worth it,
development for years, that actually deserves that shot.
That's a really good point. That's a really, really good point. Good call, bro. Good call. That's a really good call. All right, boys. Onward to our next part, our real part of the conversations today. So we're gonna start getting into our discussions.
Our meat and potatoes.
Our meat and potatoes. First one is going to be discussing. Of course, we here at the Average Boys Podcast, we talk a lot about comics to films, Marvel and DC. And my boy Brian made a really good point a couple of weeks ago when we were discussing Wakanda Forever. We were talking about Namor. We're talking about the idea of them getting the acquisitions for these characters, because at the time and still to this day, Universal still owns the rights to Namor and the Hulk. And we were talking about, I believe the conversation popped up about Hulu when we were discussing Deadpool 3, right, Brian?
Yeah, because it came out that Deadpool 3 was getting an R rating for, now being a Disney property. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think my thing was like, well, how did they do it? Because, Disney's like a family-oriented and child-oriented show thing. So how do you do it with it being rated R? And I think you made a fucking great point by saying like, well, what if they just used Hulu as like the new platform to do like the Disney rated R movies, and then them successfully pushing Hulu to be this like this space for those type of films. And I thought it was a spectacular idea. Only to find out that Disney has been in discussions with Hulu to sell the property to Universal. Now, how do you guys think about that?
Just to backtrack really quick, I don't know when Disney acquired the Fox Searchlight or whatever part of Fox they acquired, if they dissolved that property. So they can also put this out as a Fox Searchlight or whatever property and not actually be like a Disney title on it. So that could be another
okay,
way to circumvent that. Like I think so. But to answer your question, I think it's awesome because I think that Universal isn't doing dick with the Hulk. So they might as well, if they're gonna get the catalog for Hulu and everything that is, with Hulu, I think there's a lot of red tape around that involved with that, because some of these IPs that are on Hulu aren't really owned by Disney. They're just on Hulu on their platform. I think there's a lot of red tape there, but I do think that would be a big acquisition for Universal. And trade-off is that now us in the MCU get the Incredible Hulk, which I think is dope.
Yeah, that's a good point. What about you, Triggs? What do you think?
Honestly, man, like I kind of feel like it's a bit of a moot point. Reason being is because we already have the first two Deadpool films on the Disney app. So if that's the case, why put them there in the first place? Why have Daredevil, that's already there, where, you have one scene of a guy's head literally being crushed in a fucking car door.
Same thing with the Punisher, right? The Punisher's on there also?
Yeah.
The Punisher was even more brutal.
Yeah. I mean, you see a guy's fucking face get dragged across, open glass.
I mean, and even with that, like we just talked about it earlier, and I talked about this on the podcast, I want to say like maybe even like 2 weeks ago, where I was saying that, during the conversation about the Deadpool rated R and stuff, I brought up that in Thor Love and Thunder, there's a scene where Gore the God Butcher literally rips the head off of like some little animal and tosses it to the group of kidnapped children. And there's like meat parts hanging off of the head and all this stuff. And you're kind of like, when I saw it, I was kind of like, wow, that's kind of fucking brutal to be on like the Disney Channel.
I mean, there was one cut scene from Endgame where Thanos throws Captain America's head at like the Avengers. But it's
after he punches it off.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things, but are we I guess the idea is like, are we coming to that cusp where we're allowing it and understanding that Disney's not just a child format anymore?
I think,
Like, are we okay
I
with
think
this?
I
I mean, yeah, we're
honestly-
okay with that. I don't give a fuck.
Honestly, I am. Reason being, diversify, dude. Like, if you stick with your same niche that you've had for pretty much coming up on 100 years now, I mean, sink or swim, dude. The future's now.
What do you think, Brian?
I definitely feel like they should stay with the family friendly aspect of it. I don't think they should deviate away from that. But I do think that they're a fucking monopoly, bro. They have their hands on so many different things. They can put different things, like different movies or different IPs on different platforms. It doesn't have to be Disney.
And they already have. You know, to be completely fair, they already have.
Yeah, so like I'm saying, they're already doing it. I think the conversation that we originally had was like Chris just he doesn't feel as though like properties like Deadpool should be on Disney proper, and I just think that they have different avenues that they like. All right, I will agree with you. After the movie comes out and they needed to put on, and they need a platform to put it on, it doesn't have to be on Disney Plus. It could be on something different.
Honestly, man, I would like just to see like a Marvel, like a true Marvel streaming app.
Yeah, but that takes another genre of them needing to put more money into something else. And I guess we kind of come to terms that Disney isn't really like winning a lot of shit right now, and they need to kind of like come to terms with like consolidate, save money, don't turn into what DC did.
Yeah,
you know, or DC's doing.
Disney Plus has been a huge L for Disney.
Yeah, it's saving. It's a saving grace for it. For a lot of the failing films that fail in movies, Disney's picking them up. Disney Plus is picking them up.
But I'm saying Disney Plus as a whole, as an app, it's been a huge L. They have been dumping money. It has been reported that they've lost almost billions on that. There's no new subscribers. Every investor call or whatever, they're reporting that they're losing so much money, they're hemorrhaging money, and Disney Plus is a huge problem.
Huge problem with it.
Yeah.
And for me, it's one of those things like, are we jumping on and clamoring at the idea that Disney needs to change their IP because us as adults want to see more entertainment on us for that value because we grew up with those IPs? Like, is that the thing? Are we doing it because we're stingy for those IPs, even though they're meant for children? Which is the same gratification they did with like Velma and Winnie the Pooh and all this stuff, that we want to see them more adult and vulgar because us as adults want to see that. We don't care, and we're willing to walk over the children IP.
You brought up something very interesting. I want to ask Triggs. Triggs, what are your thoughts on the Velma show on HBO Max? What do you think of that?
I've never seen something so woke try and be thrown down my throat ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel.
So you're not a fan. I think that's safe to say.
Yeah,
safe to say he's probably it's not a win for him. Yeah, no. I don't think he made it to episode 3 like I did.
Yeah,
yeah, I watched it. I got to episode 3 and I couldn't make it past it.
I got like the first 5 minutes and I was like, this is trash.
I told you the first 5 minutes is like the hardest thing to get through.
So me and Chris actually argued about this. I'm sorry to cut you off, Chris. I wanna ask you a question. From the 5 minutes that you watched, did it change your perspective or did it ruin Scooby-Doo for you that you knew it as before?
No. Okay. No, it did not. And the reason being is because like I am gonna have 2 segments of like of Scooby-Doo, you know, like your like post 1980s, very early 1990s Scooby-Doo, like, you know, like they're like running super fast, but like not going anywhere, you know, animation stuff. I loved that. You know, that's what I grew up on. And then like the very, very early 2000s, late 90s, Scooby-Doo, where they kind of revamped the artwork a little bit. They made the stories a little bit more intriguing, a little bit more drawn out, made it like a whole episode's worth, you know, and made it a little bit more engaging. And that's what I grew up on yet again. And then after that, you know, like the movies and stuff like that. Granted, those movies were throwaways. They were kind of funny, you know, whatever. And then like that's where I stopped. I stopped at those movies, and that's where I'm going to keep myself. So like if people are going to be like, oh well, Trigger's just ignorantly bliss and doesn't want to get woke or whatever, fine, fuck it, dude, whatever, cancel me. But like
No, because then we had that idea, right? People were like, "Yo, well, what if we could get a more up to date version of Scooby Doo?" And I think Supernatural hit it right on the button, because Supernatural did do a Scooby Doo episode with the actual animators and everybody.
It was hilarious,
and it was fucking cool. Like, it was fun. It was up to date. There was little jabs on the jaw to the characters about being kind of dumb and stupid or whatever, but it did not change the composure of the original style to benefit the show Supernatural. It just stayed the same, and it worked. It worked fairly well.
Supernatural conformed to Scooby-Doo.
To Scooby-Doo because it respected it. It respected the IP. And thank God they did, because it was a fantastic episode. Yeah. But I think I told Brian, I really tried to sit there and be like, okay, I'm going to open my mind. I'm going to open my third eye, and I'm going to watch Velma, and I'm really going to try to accept this. And it was very hard to get past the push that they were trying to get.
You know what Velma reminded me of?
Which one?
Chris, do you remember that fucking
Starship Troopers?
No, that Starfire offshoot comic book about her daughter who's super emo.
Yeah, I remember.
Very LGBT, inclusive and stuff like that. And it was just a woke piece of shit.
Yeah. It was the same thing as the New Warriors book.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember. Brian, go ahead.
I was going to say, I don't want us to get us too off track. I kind of want to keep us.
Yeah.
And I didn't even really want to bring up the Velma thing, because I kind of guess I can see where Trigger's going to go.
But it's a good point, because I would say out of all three of us, I'm kind of a little bit more stern and kind of against all the extra shit they're trying to do with all these things.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. You are a bit of a continuity, not seeing.
Yeah, and I don't mind. I stand my ground.
Yeah, and fair enough. Fair enough. Some things are better left untouched, right?
True.
Scooby-Doo, I honestly think, is one of those, and should still be one of those. It wasn't broke. Don't fix it.
Yeah. And I'm from the perspective, I really could care less about Scooby-Doo. Even as a kid, it really wasn't one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what they do with Scooby-Doo. And it's either going to be for you or it's not going to be for you. I don't care. My only issue was everyone saying, "Oh my God, Scooby-Doo is ruined for me." I'm like,
a lot of people that were jumping at that concept.
That's super overdramatic.
Yeah. For me, it's one of those things, it doesn't really ruin it. I just want to see if they're going to say, this is where it is now, and this is where it's going to stay. Yeah. And because it's okay, so what do we get now? Now that Velma came out and it was a complete flop, do the original people who own the IP come back and be like, hey, you know what? Why don't you just give us the movie or give us the rights back, and we'll just go back and do what we were doing? Because apparently what we were doing did better than this. You know what I mean? What do they do? I don't see there's a big drive for people to be like, you know what? They need to redo Scooby Endgame. I don't really see that as a big thing right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can get what you're saying, but in the aspect of it, the whole it's ruined for me is so over dramatic, dude. And this is gonna be my last little 2-minute tangent. That's saying that the new fucking Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey movie completely ruined Winnie the Pooh. Yeah, Winnie the Pooh in general, and Kingdom Hearts and everything else.
Are you fucking serious, dude?
Yeah.
When was the last time you watched?
You really sat down and cared about that IP. Yeah.
When was the last time you watched a Winnie the Pooh movie? When was the last time
I was 9. I'm pretty sure I was 9 years old, dude.
I think we need to. There's an idea that we need to probably get ready for, because we just saw that this past week they released a trailer for the new Peter Pan and Wendy, and they changed the gender on. Right now, everybody's complaining about Tinkerbell and Peter Pan, because primarily those characters have always been Anglo
white
characters. Yeah, white characters made, which I understand. I can see why people are upset. But it's one of those things, give it a chance, see if it's good. Fuck, maybe they knock it off. Maybe they knock it out of the park.
Same thing with
Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid.
Yeah, give it a chance, man. Let it fucking bake a little bit.
Yeah.
If it fails, it fails, and then they see that in the numbers and the money, and then they go back to what they were doing before. It don't matter. It does not matter to me. That shit's just okay, cool. We're already past the cusp. There's nobody that's gonna protest to make the studios go, oh, okay, you know what? Maybe I'll go with what you're saying.
Yeah,
they're gonna do what they're doing. Dude, for fuck's sakes, Quantum Mania showed MODOK's ass cheeks as the dude, the CG guy, being that was the best part. I needed to have that scene.
Did you see what was it? The director or the writer came
The
out
writer?
and said, "Yeah, I really don't care
What the fucking fans are saying?
Fans are saying, yeah.
I wanted to ask you guys this.
I like that, yo.
Yo, for real?
I like that shit.
What's your take on that? I gotta know your take on this.
I like it because you know what, bro. You know what? This is my creation. This is what I made. You can either fuck with it or not. And if you're gonna be salty about it, I can understand where you're being salty about it. But this is what I put out, and so y'all can kiss my ass.
Yeah. Then the numbers
like
speak, and they have a 75% dropout.
That's fine. That's fine. That means that you know what? Then next time, I'll take some things into consideration. But I'm not gonna sit here and be like, "Oh, I fucked up," or "I made a bad." No, fuck off, man. I made the movie that I made. If you guys didn't like it, I'll go and revamp it later. Whatever, yo. I like it. I like you. Listen, I am always gonna be a proponent of someone doing something and then standing on that shit. What I'm not gonna be a proponent of is making some shit and then bowing to the people that are saying that I did a bad job or trying to tell me what I did was wrong. Fuck that. No,
Trigger?
I made this. I'm standing on that shit.
What do you think about this? What's your take on that?
I kind of get where Brian is coming from, especially with like the whole like this is my creation, this is what I felt.
Responsibility,
like,
accountability.
Yeah, like cool, dude, like awesome. Like you're trying it out, you're gonna give your spin on it, 100%. And more on to add, on what Brian says. There's a reason fans should never write fucking movies. Just saying.
Okay.
But at the same time, shut your fucking mouth, writer guy.
Yeah. No,
Writer?
Shut your fucking mouth.
I see both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been reading comic books for 25 fucking years, dude. Sit your little bitch ass. I've been writing for 2.5 years down. I'll slap the fucking taste out of your fucking MODOK having now.
I think is unanimous. We all wait, Triggs, have you seen the movie yet?
Yeah,
He saw it. Yeah, he finally saw it.
Yep,
Okay,
I finally saw
so
it.
and I'm pretty sure you're probably along the lines with us. Like it's meh, like whatever it is.
Yeah,
right?
dude, it's mid. It's so mid, dude.
It's mids, right? That's across the board. So it's not like I'm sitting here defending it because I think it's a great fucking movie. I think it's lower tier mids. But again, there is something that I do like about someone standing on your shit, like
Yeah,
standing
dude,
on
and I completely get that. And like I will 100% be a proponent for somebody who wants to give some sort of change to a pre-existing IP, but to try and enhance or try and like give a new spin on that. When there's a whole like shift to certain things, nah, dude.
Okay, Chris, we are clearing the lanes. It's a fast break. Go ahead, bro. Go for it, man. Tell us how much you just hate this shit. Go for it.
Oh, actually, I'm not too bad about it because the idea is the numbers speak for themselves.
Okay.
This person can come out and say, hey, you know what? Well, I did better. I did this and that and all this stuff. And it's like, well, I mean, the consensus of people are saying that it's shit. You know what I mean? We have Plush Max. Hold on.
The Rotten Tomatoes say differently. They're saying that it's actually a pretty good score for the audience that has seen the movie. It's the critics that are an issue.
Hold on. So someone in the comment section, his name's Plus Max. He's talking from Twitter. He says, Brian is anti-democracy SMH. He says, so does Brian respect Hitler because he stood on his shit?
No.
You're going to have to explain that, dude.
Isn't that pro-democracy is being the fact that you have the ability to do what you want to do, and then if people don't like it, you tell them to shut the fuck up? Yeah,
I mean, it's the idea of people need to have accountability for their shit. Yeah. Accountability is where it stands.
And we're talking about a movie. We're not talking about someone that's
a tyrant
on a whole
a fucking dude that tried to delete an entire race of people. We're not talking about that, Plush.
To be completely fair, and this is MODOK we're talking about.
Yeah. I think there's a huge difference that you're failing to connect there. But I do respect not respect because I don't respect that comment. But I do like the fact that you commented. I guess. Yeah,
man. Plush, thank you guys. Thank you for jumping in the comment section from Twitch. We appreciate it. If you can, just be a little bit more elaborative with your comments. Don't just kind of just throw out some shade because you don't agree. Speak a little bit more.
I would love to see the connectivity between MODOK or Quantum Mania and Hitler. I would love to see you bridge that one for me.
For which one? Say it again.
No, I would love for anyone to bridge Hitler and Quantumania for me. I would love to
Oh
see
God, please don't. Oh God, please don't, man.
And we're gonna end up on CBR, dude.
that. Yeah, I was gonna
Look, it's one of those things, man. Like, yeah, like I'm kind of cool that this guy's like, hey, you know what? Well, like, I did my thing. I got my knocks, and I'm cool with it. But you can't go off and say fuck the fans. Because the fans are what got him there. The reason why he wanted to be a part of the Marvel Universe and write and get that job and be all excited, tell his friends and family he's writing for him, is because he knows what Marvel is and he knows how big that is. You can't join that and then act like you're bigger than that because you fucked up. Like, that's just my opinion. Like, straight up, like, be like, hey, man, you know what? Well, like, I worked my ass off to make MODOK funny. If it didn't land, it didn't land. People didn't get it. All right, cool. But not fuck the fans. Like, you cannot say fuck the fans because they're the ones that make this successful.
I think that's the way we took it. I don't necessarily think he's saying fuck the fans. I just think that and I think that's the way people are interpreting it, which I think I would have liked to have him explain it a little bit better, what he meant. But you can kind of read between the lines that he's saying, this is what my vision was. This is what we thought was the best plan, and we're sticking to it. We're standing on it. I'm not going to bow to the critics or to the audience or to anyone. Like, this is what we decided collectively, and we went with it. I don't necessarily think he's saying fuck the fans per se.
Yeah, and then on that too, like, we just hope that this person sees the reviews, sees what the people are saying, and says, hey, you know what? Maybe I could change a little bit. Maybe I should change this because, I mean, I think we've all come to terms and said that Phase 4 has been pretty fucking bad.
Listen,
with the one or two hits that are there, there's a part of me that really believes that when they lost the Russo brothers is when everything started kind of really dropping. I kind of feel like the Russo brothers were that Jiminy Cricket to Kevin Feige also. I kind of feel like they were the ones that would keep him grounded on that realism.
To me, it was the loss of Scarlett, and because like that was the catalyst for everything else.
Yeah, Kevin Feige says she was a fucking best actress ever, dude. Brian.
But honestly, dude, we've seen Marvel put out mid movies before. This isn't like, why is this movie so different? I mean, I can answer that. It's different because this is the first movie in Phase 5, and we're expecting Phase 5 to be way better than Phase 4. So I can answer my own question on that. But what I'm saying is, Marvel has put out mids before. So for this movie to get to be received the way that it's been, it's kind of shocking to me. But I get it. I understand.
I gotta just say this real quick, just an announcement. Brian does not have a monitor to see the comment sections, so I just want to say what's up to Eels, Plush Max again. Thank you for jumping in the comment sections from Twitch. Georgie, good seeing you in the comment section, and Vince, of course, thank you for coming in. Vince says I was hoping that the look for MODOK looked more like the Avengers game, and it just looked very messed up from the face. As Eels says, so is he more like well, I don't give a shit anymore. If they like it or if they don't. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting, like, in the sense of what Kevin Feige is doing with Marvel. Like, I feel like Kevin Feige is giving the opportunity to a lot of people who are up and comers and have a new vision of what Hollywood is doing with stuff. I mean, I wouldn't say that for, of course, Sam Raimi, but like all the other directors and all the other cinematographers he's bringing in are all these like younger cats that all have a new vision in Hollywood.
I mean, to be completely fair, he gave a lot of up and comers
opportunities.
Their opportunities, and it paid off.
Yeah.
So like, it was kind of a winning formula already. Like Ryan Coogler, dude. Like,
that was
what did you really?
Person I thought of, right?
Yeah,
Ryan Coogler, right?
That was
I was like, what did you really hear out of Ryan Coogler, dude? Before Wakanda,
he had Fruitvale Station, which was a phenomenal movie, but other than that, that was the only movie that he had directed.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you guys a question that I actually saw on another podcast, the John Campia podcast. And it's not really based on an episode or anything that I saw or a video. It's just based on the question that the video was tagged on, which is, what do you think is the next $1 billion movie that Marvel puts out?
Kang Dynasty.
Well, I mean, Kang Dynasty would possibly. So you're thinking that it's going to be one of the event films and not one of the extra films, the Doctor Strange, the Captain Americas, the Guardians. None of those are going to be any $1 billion films.
All of the $1 billion movies in Phase 4 were event style films.
Okay.
Like,
those are the billion.
Spider-Man is a Spider-Man movie, but that's an event film. Like that's an event.
Yeah, I mean, kind of. It's still.
Maguire and fucking.
Yeah, but that's just like bringing in the nostalgia characters, right? I mean, you wouldn't even consider it because it's based on a Sony and just a regular. It was literally just a Spider-Man movie. That's not. I mean, that wouldn't even be considered an event. That's just a movie based on what probably, if not the most popular Marvel character.
Dude, to me, that was
an event.
It's not an event style. I wouldn't say it's like an Avengers level type of event, like culmination of multiple stories put together. But that had it like once it's $1 billion movie. Like
we are getting some comments in the comment section that are coming in pretty good. Vince says he believes it's going to be Secret Wars.
It's going to be an Avengers movie.
The event ones, right? Robert actually says he thinks it'll probably be the Young Avengers film.
I don't know
that's going to be a bit of a stretch. I was like, to be $1 billion movie, that's going to be a bit of a stretch. I really see King Wars, or King Dynasty and Secret Wars being the next two big $1 billion IPs.
And then the last one is Eels puts it's going to be Spider-Verse 2.
Oh, but that's a Sony property though.
But that's Sony.
I 100% believe it's going to be Spider-Man 2 across the universe.
That's a Sony property.
Yeah, that's more Sony though. But yeah, I could see that being a fucking $1 million film, easy.
Honest, and like
$1 billion.
And I will still put Into the Spider-Verse over No Way Home, as like the best anything like Spider-Man anything that's ever come out.
Oh, and I saw today that Nicolas Cage is damn near confirmed to be the Spider-Man.
Oh, he's gonna be Spider-Man Noir.
Yeah,
nice, dude.
Good
nice
for him.
Yeah, they got to bring back those whole guys. They got to bring back that whole crew in the first film, right?
Yeah,
they have to. It'd be weird if they didn't. Yeah, it'd be so good. Vince Weaver says Fantastic Four is going to be the next $1 billion movie.
I mean, that's supposed to be end of Phase 5, isn't it?
Yeah, because the question you asked was which the next Marvel $1 billion movie, and I think with the slate that we have, I think Fantastic Four will be here before King Dynasty, so maybe it's true. Maybe that is. Yeah.
I mean, but then with the curse of what happened with the last Fantastic Four movie,
but it's now going completely back to Marvel. Like,
I don't think.
I'm really gonna have to say no, this is gonna be it.
But Brian made a good comment in our last show by stating that Quantumania should have been a Fantastic Four movie. Was that you, Brian, that said that?
I think I said I see where they're drawing a parallel between the family
Ant-Man?
aspect. Yeah, the family aspect from Ant-Man and how they were trying to.
Because after I heard that, I was kind of like, damn, that's not bad. Hey, you know what? They're really focusing on the Pym family and the Lang family the way that they should be doing the first family of Marvel, the Fantastic Four.
The Reed family.
Yeah,
the Reed family.
I think they missed a big opportunity there where they could have.
I 100% agree with that. I 100% agree that they missed that.
You could have honestly made this just a Fantastic Four origin, not an origin story, but their introduction and introduce Kang, and they would have avoided all this mess. To be honest, with you. But the fact that
I can see that
Ant-Man movie, it didn't land.
Honestly, I could have even seen them introduce MODOK as their big bad for Quantumania. Yeah, for Quantumania, and leave Kang as the new big bad cameo, the same way that they did Thanos.
Yeah, I can see that.
That would have been cool too. That would have been really, really cool. George Vasquez, my boy Georgie, asks, who do you think will play Johnny Blaze?
Froggy Fresh.
I think we get
Froggy Fresh, boy.
Tyler Cassidy.
Yeah. Tyler Cassidy.
Look him up, dude. I was like, who the fuck is Froggy Fresh? And I was like,
you fucking know who it is now, right?
Yeah, dude, I know him as Tyler Cassidy. So that's why I was like, who the fuck is this guy?
Fucking.
Your
boyfriend's
a bitch.
Yeah, dude, Brian, I'm going to send you his video later and you're going to be like, fuck, why do I like this guy, dude?
Anything of a guy named Froggy Fresh, bro.
Well, what about Krispy Kreme? His nickname's Krispy Kreme also. What about me naming him Krispy Kreme? Eels says, yo, if they make a new X-Men reboot, I think it would hit or be close to it. X-Men being $1 billion franchise, what do you guys think?
100%.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer.
Okay. X-Men. So X-Men would probably be because it's a Spider-Man thing, right? Like it's got a huge fucking name behind it. Yeah. Everybody that doesn't even read comics will be in line to watch that motherfucker, right?
When is Deadpool supposed to come out?
Soon. Let's check. Let me check right now. I'll bring that bitch up right now. I
think in November.
That might be the next $1 billion movie, dude. I can see that sneaky, like very
especially with Logan coming back.
Yeah, that's a sneaky movie that might be
November 8th, 2024.
Oh shit! Never mind.
September 6th. Oh, but it was pushed back to November 8th.
Okay, got it.
I can see if that movie is even halfway decent, that could probably be $1 billion movie.
Dude, you know what? I would give Daniel Radcliffe fucking Wolverine.
Yeah,
Harry Potter to be Wolverine, dude.
Dude, you seen that kid? He's yoked.
He's jacked. Yeah, he's jacked.
Yeah, he's jacked. Jake Gyllenhaal, man. As a matter of fact, on that weight scale, man, you got to give him some love in some way right now, man.
I would say he should be the new Batman, the new fucking DCU Batman.
Well, they got Robert Pattinson. I mean, we still got Robert Pattinson, and they're kind of doing his work, right?
Separate entities, man.
Fucking, I hate that shit. But yeah, you're right. God, I hate that, but you're right.
Sorry, brother.
You know what I fucking hate? I hate the fact that fucking they're making a Joker too, man. Fuck that movie.
I know. What?
Okay.
Fucking Joker 2. They're gonna make it a musical. Fucking god damn it.
We've been down this road, but I love the fact that we are on DC. I love where we're at. I love where your heads are at, fellas.
Yeah.
We heard earlier today, or I heard earlier today, that the Batman Beyond animated movie may or may not still be in the works. How do you guys feel about that?
Fucking send it. Full send.
Full send. Yeah, because I think Batman Beyond was always such a great series.
So close to my heart. Such a great spinoff and a great refresh to a Batman IP that had been stale for fucking years, dude.
Okay. All right. Now, I think we can be unanimous in our feelings about that. But do you feel comfortable knowing that James Gunn is going to be heading that project?
Let me see Guardians 3, then I'll give you my answer.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing is like,
let me see
James
3.
Gunn's like I guess his fucking batting has been a hit and miss in the last couple of years. Like in the last couple of years. And I'm not saying he's bad because Guardian 1, Guardian 2, fucking fantastic.
Even the fucking Christmas special. It was
the Christmas special, dude, that was really good. Emotionally good,
like,
family good. Like
you have to say that like even though yes, he is hit and miss, he still hits way more than he misses though.
Yeah. No, I'm not taking away from that. We did see what he did with Suicide Squad, and it was a interesting take, but there were some very underutilized things, and it was still all right. I'm not saying it was bad, but I'm saying it could have been a little bit better. His cinematography was on spot for that film. The story was the thing that was just a little bit wonky to me. Like where things were going, Harley Quinn taking out Starro. Like, come on, dude. Like Starro was like the first Justice League fucking villain. Like the Ratcatcher. I mean, I get it, but like Starro is like a universal Justice League villain connected to Superman.
He was the one who initiated the Justice League.
Yeah, even with that, right now in the comic books, Batman practically has an adopted Starro child that he's trained to be one of the Bat League members. Like that's kind of cool, right, Brian? Like that Batman's like, all right, Starro, I got a little version of you. Let me treat you to be a fucking Justice League member. And you're like, okay.
Completely destroy your psyche. So that
yeah, dude. Batman's the fucking shit. Well, let me ask you guys this. Shout out to the guys in the comment section. Jeremy, nice to see you, my dude. He says, release the Ayer cut. Release the Ayer cut.
Release the Snyder cut.
Vince is still release the Snyder cut to Netflix. Oh my god, you guys are gonna kill me, man. Fucking Snyder cut, dude. I still am tripping balls that they got 158,000 fucking signatures to release it to Netflix. I'm like, stop. Just stop, dude. Fucking, you can just see people poking a dead horse, dude, in a field. Just 158,000 of them, dude. Just standing around one dead horse. Dude, it's done.
You know what that is, bro? And like, it's the perfect meme for this. It's like, oh, Justice League is so mid. You know, riding the bike, stick the
stick in it, fucking the wheel and shit, trip yourself.
Why won't they release the Snyder cut?
No, that's fucking.
What I never understood about the Snyder universe fans is like,
which one?
Where were you guys when you had the fucking Snyderverse, bro?
Yeah, dude, where were they when they did the Whedon release? That was my take. Where were they when they put Whedon in charge?
Honestly, man, I really don't think that like that would have mattered any, because like at the time Whedon still had somewhat of a solid background.
Yeah.
You know, and so when they brought him on, they were like, okay, man, Age of Ultron wasn't the best, but it still made like 800 plus million. Fucking get us our number. Get us our number. So they do that. He produces the movie. It's complete shit. And then everyone's like, okay, but like, what about all the stuff that Zack Snyder had already filmed that you cut out, which was 85% of it? And
but that was like the craziest redo ever. That's what that was. That was like the craziest, like, oh shit, I only got 20 minutes to turn in my essay. Let me just write some shit. I had something really, really well prepared, but I just got to cut it down shorter because my teacher's only accepting 130 fucking words in the 5-page essay I wrote.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, fuck it. Here's my 130 summary, my fucking cliff notes.
Yeah.
And then someone goes, man, I really wish I could read your entire fucking 5-page essay you wrote. And they're like, well, I'll give it to you in the lunchroom and you can read it. And you're not going to want to read that bitch at lunch.
That movie was so bad. I'm sorry.
4-hour movie, man. You can't fuck it up. I tell people 4 hours of Superman fucking doing.
You know what? As much shit.
Oh, the Whedon one.
You know what, dude? As much shit as like people will give the Snyder Cut, when I had that viewing party for the Snyder,
I was dying, triggered.
Dude, you might have been dying, but that shit shut your ass up. It like every so often, like you were like, well, what about this? And then 2 minutes later, they answered that question.
Yeah, dude, it was just like it was me being like, I'll be like, wait, why did that happen? And then all of a sudden, Snyder's like, oh, look, this is why it happened. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Why does he keep answering my questions, dude? I was like, God damn it.
Your movie, dude, stop.
Yeah, it was so wild, man. It was such a wild thing. It left. I mean, it's like I said before. Like you can't fuck up a 4-hour movie. There's no way, dude. There's no way you fuck up before. You can't fuck it up. Eels asks, well, what do you all think of Martian Manhunter entering the Justice League, and who do you think it'll be as a good actor to play him? Idris Elba. I'm like Idris Elba. I think he does everything well.
Yeah, but he's already in the universe, right? He's already
Fucking Denzel Washington.
Oh, that's right. They put him in the Snyder. Oh, and Suicide Squad.
yeah.
Oh, what a fucking shame.
Yeah.
Oh, good call. All right. Who else could play Martian Manhunter?
I like the
Mahershala
character. I like the character they had playing him in the Snyder Cut. I mean,
Yeah, he wasn't too bad.
Yeah,
the general guy?
Yeah, that guy was.
I don't know the guy's name, but I've seen him in everything. I've seen him in multiple shit. But I don't mind him being it. And they got Martian Manhunter perfect in that.
Yo, if not him, the guy that plays the butler in John Wick at the hotel.
Okay.
Which is the dad from Resident Evil's Netflix series.
Oh, that guy's
he
name is
plays
Lance
such an elite,
yes,
real dude in a good suit, proper. Like, dude, he could play Martian Manhunter awesomely. Dude.
Yep, I will 100% put my fucking stamp of approval on
And the
that.
reason why I would kind of go with him is because he's a little bit younger. I'm not saying a lot younger than the other guy. He's a little bit younger, kind of closer to what you would assume Superman and Batman would be, kind of around that same age range of all three of those guys. But I have a better question, because there's one person I would love to see in a Justice League movie, especially since they're talking about bringing the Green Lantern show. And I know we're fucking way off subject, but it's okay because I love the flow of this right now. What do you guys think of Guy Gardner and who do you guys think would play? Brian, are you familiar with Guy Gardner? He's the redheaded dude. That's the Green Lantern guy.
Where's the best?
I know what you're talking about, but I'm not familiar with any of his arcs or any stories.
He's okay. The best way I could tell you is he's like a Conor McGregor of the Green Lantern. He's literally 100% just like a straight redheaded Irish dude that just likes to box it out.
Okay. I think he is Irish too.
Yeah, no, he is. Yeah, Guy Gardner's.
Yeah, I think he is.
And he has that attitude. And I'm like, who do you think would play him? I 100% believe the guy that plays the leprechaun dude in American Gods. Which would... Yeah, which is the guy that played Master Chief in the fucking Halo series.
Yeah.
I think he would be a fucking phenomenal Guy Gardner,
dude. Yeah, dude, 100%.
I'll tell you, I always think of the most fucking weirdest people to play the weirdest parts, dude. Like, I don't even know why it pops off.
Dude, Pablo Schreiber.
Pablo Schreiber. Yeah, I think he'd be
Yeah.
100%. And you know what? The guy who plays Adam Zoloff in the fucking Captain America movie, that little weird fucking German guy, the little small dude.
Oh shit. Okay.
I think he'd play a perfect middleplex or whatever.
Mr.
Mr. Middleplex, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be fucking. That would be
Dude, have
legit.
you been keeping up with the new DC stuff?
Which part? No, are you talking about the comics? No, not really.
Yeah, dude, Mr. Mixopedalix got turned just
Into a fucking zombie shit or vampire or whatever.
Yeah,
Oh,
into a
God,
zombie, dude. Anyway, but
Brian, look at Brian in the background. He's just like, God damn it, dude.
Y'all
Because
are
you
getting
just
off
can't,
subject,
like, you can't. I don't even know how they do this shit anymore,
It's not
man.
The fact that you're getting so off topic, but like,
Yeah.
that shit is like people are turning into vampires and zombies and shit.
Like, no, Mr. Middleplex is a character that's
From
like
the
a
fifth
fifth dimensional character.
Yeah.
So he's like the Beyonder. Consider him like the Beyonder.
Okay.
But he's more like an imp. Like he's like a fucking like a mean little motherfucker
No,
that
I
like
wouldn't
plays
say he's
pranks
different.
and he's not mean, but he's just like he always wants to do shit that's fun.
Mischievous. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's mischievous.
It's like Loki, but he's like very tiny.
But
And they just turned his ass into a zombie.
I guess where you're losing me is why are they? So there's an arc or there's a part in the story now in DC where people are turning into zombies. And
Yeah, dude,
You wanna give him the back off or no?
Okay. 30 second spin. Darkseid got exactly what he wanted from the anti-life equation, except he didn't understand that the anti-life equation actually turns people into zombies, and
Undead.
that is completely uncontrollable. He thought that he can control it. He ended up losing control. It's actually controlled by someone else. It spread throughout the entire universe. Mr. Mixel.
Wait, before you go.
Yeah.
And the reason why it spread is because he solved it with Cyborg, using Cyborg as a computer. But when Cyborg started, it changed Darkseid and one of his dudes that was with him. And when he sent Cyborg back to Earth, Cyborg automatically connected to everything electronic and then sent the signal out, which started turning anybody that had their cell phone on or watched television. You have to listen to the equation boosted.
And
So that's how it's fucking wild, bro.
Yeah,
It's like
spread across the entire universe. Mr. Mitsopidalik came in to like fuck around. He ended up seeing what was going on. He was like, "Okay, I'm gonna help you." Ends up getting turned, and right now is going against the Spectre. That's it. I'm done.
I like it.
Yo,
I like
and not only that, the Spectre is Alfred.
Yeah, dude, the Spectre's Alfred.
Yeah, and Alfred had to kill Bruce Wayne, Damien. No, Damien. He killed the Robins. He killed Batman, and he killed all his kids.
Yeah.
He killed all of his fucking sons. And now you have the dude that's like
Damien,
the
yeah,
father who killed his kids as the dude who's like God's decision maker.
Who okayed this?
Dude, I don't fucking know, dude. I don't know.
Alfred going
The people who made the second edition of Marvel Zombies, dude. Like, just wild, dude. It's so fucking wild. God damn it.
I'm done.
Yeah, that was it. Way back. Okay, what are we talking about now? Okay, so what we were talking about originally was, so right now the idea is Disney wants to sell, hopefully this goes through because I think it's a great deal. Hulu, I'm telling you, dude, we're going all the way back. Such a fucking wild shit. Disney wants to sell Hulu for cash and some assets. And I think the two assets they need to fight for are Disney needs to sell Hulu to Universal so they can get the rights for the Hulk and Namor. We saw the capabilities of what they did with Namor in Wakanda Forever. We have Secret Wars coming up. So if they do this, we can get a Cabal or at least some type of Illuminati style Namor. But we can at least get Hulk fixed. What do you think?
Yeah, I've already said I'm okay with it. I don't think that Universal's doing shit with the Hulk right now anyway, except for licensing him out to Disney anyway. So yeah.
I know. Look at Robert says, "Man, Brian's patience is just giving me impatience." It's just, dude. We can roll, dude. No, but that's good. That's good. We're just having a good time. There really isn't a lot for us to cover because one of our discussions is Creed. And I don't think we've seen it yet. All we got is what people are reviewing on. So, like, just talking about Creed itself, we'll jump into that real quick. Creed, I hear it's fantastic.
Likewise.
I hear it's fucking fantastic. Going off of what Rotten Tomatoes has, the Rotten Tomato score with 219 reviews is at 87%. And the audience score with 500 plus verified is at 96%. And everyone's talking about that this movie's just good down the way. From what have you guys heard about it real quick? Creed 3.
Same. I think that the standouts are Jonathan Majors, of course. I heard that he kills it.
Standout.
I heard that there's really good action. Actually, Rob, I believe, saw it. So in the comments, Rob, no spoilers, but just
man, for sure.
Gives your takes on it. But yes, I heard Jonathan Majors knocked it out the park. I heard Tessa Thompson knocked it out the park. Of course, Michael B. Jordan, and I heard the action was real. I heard the fight scenes and the fight sequences are really good. That's what I heard.
Oh, I got to know about that. Eel says in the comment section that Michael B. Jordan was actually calling out reporters on the red carpet.
It was one, and that's because she called him corny because of something that he did for one of his ex-girlfriends. That girl was kind of a bitch. He was like, yeah, because I'm corny, right? You know, and that's all. Like, that's like all he said. And then Joe Budden got on that, and was like, yo, this guy's kind of a prick.
Yeah, so basically, the reporter who is L'Oreal, I know her from. I don't know her personally, but I know her from just the entertainment world.
Yeah.
She does a lot of these red carpet interviews, whatever. She went to, it wasn't high school. They actually went to, I think, like elementary school or middle school together.
Man, that's really deep, and that's a real deep cut.
Yeah, and then honestly, she wasn't the one that actually said that he was corny. It was one of her co-hosts, but she kind of like co-signed it, I guess, a little bit. And Michael B. Jordan just didn't forget it. He didn't forget about that shit. Because like they went to a school in Newark, which is maybe like 20 minutes from where I live. And it's pretty rough. It's the hood, right? So when you see an elementary or middle school kid walking around with a headshot in the hood, they're gonna get fucking done. You know, his name is Michael Jordan. You know, kids are cruel. Kids.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
So he remembered that shit all the way from back then. So when he's on his red carpet and he walks into this former classmate, he remembered that shit. And
he called that shit out.
He called it out. That's what happens.
Yeah.
Hey, that just shows how human he is.
Button got on that and like flamed Michael B. Jordan, you know, about that. He was like saying that he was like super disrespectful about it.
And I was like, there is backstory there. He has been a big Michael B. Jordan hater, and I listen to Joe Budden. I listen to him religiously every week, twice a week. I listen. He has been a hater for Michael B. Jordan for a very long time. In addition to, he's friends with L'Oreal. Like he's friends with that reporter. So of course, when it's major news,
he's gonna have her back.
Jordan, he's gonna have her back. So there's a different dynamics there as to why Joe Budden did what he did. And again, if you are a fan of the Joe Budden podcast, you read between the lines and you understand why he said that. So it wasn't a surprise.
Whatever. I kind of think Joe Budden's kind of a bitch anyway, but whatever.
Yeah.
Is it one of those things where it's just like haters gonna hate kind of thing, or what?
Yes.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I mean, it's fine. It's fine.
Basically sticking up for his friend. He has no connection with Mike B. Jordan, but he has a direct connection to
L'Oreal.
This reporter. So
hey, I think it all turns back to accountability, man. Like, I mean, if you're gonna say some stuff, you got to be prepared to be said back.
Honestly, bro, she got off mild because I know if that was me, there would have been a lot more shade going her way if I was Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, you just ignore her ass and don't give her fucking ass any attention.
Or I would have gave her all the attention she wanted. I would have been like, yeah, nah, fuck you. Look at me now. Look at you. You're interviewing me at my red carpet. Like,
yeah, I get that shit too. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
Debut, girl. What's good?
So from what I've heard,
Rotten Tomato scores right now, bitch, 98%.
So this is what I was waiting for. Robert Flores, my boy Rob, in the comment section has jumped in and said, he's giving his words. And he says, Jonathan Majors is the best part of the movie. He kills it. His acting, love it. In the fight scenes, like Dragon Ball Z anime style, bro. Bet. I am super excited. We all know that Michael B. Jordan has put it out there before. He's not dicey about it. That he is quite actually a huge anime fan. In an interview with him and Jonathan Majors, he talked about where he got a lot of his inspiration, and I was very impressed that he said Hijime no Ippo. Hijime no Ippo, which is an old school 1990s boxing anime, which is really, really cool. And he said he took a lot of inspiration from that. And Megalobox also, he's talking about that's a newer age version.
Megalobox and Baki,
and Baki too. Yeah. So for him to drop those, you kind of know he's done his due diligence in the anime world. He's out there on Netflix watching anime. You know what I mean? Like, but it's cool, man. It's cool. And to have someone that's at least somewhat of a fan of those series and see them behind the camera directing and to see what they can come up with is almost something to look forward to in the future with how big. Because I don't know if you guys saw, but recently they did I think it was like a fucking one of those major magazines that did a shot with Jonathan Majors, and they used the One Piece villain as like the inspiration. Did you see that one with him with the fur coat and the cool fucking glasses?
Oh, Doflamingo?
Yeah. Yeah, and they chose a character from One Piece to make Jonathan Majors look like him. I think it was
Vogue. I think it was Vogue.
Like Vogue, right? It was a big magazine, and to know that they're getting inspiration from anime, that makes me so happy as an anime fan.
Yeah.
Like because like when I was younger, that shit was not cool. Like people looked at you and they're like, "You watch that shit, man?" You're like, "You're a fucking teenager. Like stop watching cartoons or whatever." And you're like, "You don't understand. Like it's good. Like there's fucking it's got skill behind it." So. It's cool, man, that it's on the up and up. Same thing with comic books, man. Like, can't go wrong with it nowadays. It's such a beautiful time. But yeah, super excited. What do you guys are you guys gonna go watch Creed? What are you guys gonna do?
Yeah, I'm gonna see it tomorrow.
Okay, so you got your tickets for tomorrow?
I didn't get them yet, but they're not sold out. I can definitely see it tomorrow.
You heard it here first, boys. Guys, get out there, try your best, get tickets, go see Creed 3. We're gonna go check them out. Hopefully we have a discussion about it next week. Next week. Onwards to the next ones. Boys. It's finally time. We got him back. The man, the myth, the legend, the man that takes care of other people's babies. Mando is back with his baby. Mando season 3, The Mandalorian, is back on Disney Plus. We got our debut episode a couple of days ago. Guys, did you get to watch it?
Of course.
No. Brian, don't even start, man. I know you watched it. You're a huge fan. I know you, dog.
I did get a chance to see it. I did.
Tell me what you guys thought, man. I want to hear your impressions. Because, I mean... I'm not going to lie. I'm probably going to be the one that's a little bit more stickler about it, but I did enjoy the episode. But I want to hear what you guys had to say because, like I said...
Man, this shit was mid, bro. It was mids, bro.
Okay.
I'll say it. It was mids.
Okay.
And I hate the fact that I go online and I see everyone saying, "Oh, it's like Star Wars,
the best thing on the planet."
The best thing on the fucking
it's better than the Q-tip and shit.
This shit was mids, bro.
Okay.
It was mids.
So tell me what you thought because I'm gonna have Trigger. What about you? What did you think, man?
Dude, I'm actually gonna kind of agree with you both, dude.
Okay, cool.
This first episode was like a soft 7 out of 10.
Okay.
I would say it was a 6. You know what it is, dude? It's the fact that it was all over the place. It's introducing
dude,
a lot of characters that you didn't get any chance to sit with. Different places that you're visiting. What the fuck was Bo-Katan doing just by herself? Like, what you could have spent like almost a half of the episode just on Bo-Katan and her dealing with her shit. They were just all over the fucking place, bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, I really have to agree. And and usually I'm the devil's advocate where I'm like, nah, bro, like you guys are just jobbers or some shit. No, dude, like I really have to agree. Like, yeah, man, it was a little mid, bro. Like,
okay, so you guys are practically in the same spot I am. Then I didn't have anything against the episode. I'm really excited. The season's back. I think Star Wars has been very, very dry. It really needs something to pick up the franchise again and then get back on the ball. Dave Filoni coming back and getting his works back in, and the other guy Jon Favreau coming back. Like I'm really excited to see all the guys together and coming back and bringing this story to fruition. But for some reason, this episode could not catch my attention. There were times where I was kind of casually almost falling asleep. And I don't want to say that in a disrespectful way, but it did jump around a lot. But I'm 100% going to tell you that this reminded me of an intro video when you're part of like a cruise line and they're trying to fluff up what the trip is going to do for you. Does that make sense? Like they go like, hey, everybody, welcome to the first day of the cruise. We're going to meet up in the lobby at 7 p.m. for the introductions. And they get everybody in the lobby and they put a projector up and they're like, we're going to hit Cabo. And they have like a video of someone dancing and shit. This is going to be you and shit. And then we're going to go to the dark, deep waters of Guatemala or whatever. And then it's like some fucking, and it's just like all these weird things we're supposed to say we're going to enjoy. And then while you're doing it, like Grogu's there spinning in a chair, like as he like the camera spans by him, like not doing shit, like just being in the background looking cute. And I was kind of like, oh, what am I supposed to be feeling in this first episode, guys? Like, what are you keeping me here with?
But they're not even giving you a chance to digest anything.
To digest it, yeah, I didn't get a chance to digest it.
They're basically just, again, they're all over the place. I would have liked for them to. It's the first episode. You don't have to cram so much shit into one episode, dude. You could have given me that entire episode with the whole multiple Mandos and the christening and all that shit. You could have spent more time.
They could have even cut that whole first part with the Mandalorians fighting a giant alligator for no reason. They could have just cut that shit out and put that to other stuff.
I like that. You could.
I mean, it was cool, but like it was just them. He gets there in the badass little Star Cruiser, which I love his fucking ship. I'm not gonna fucking deny that that's not badass. But like when he gets there, the chick's like, "Okay, cool. What are you doing here, man? You're not one of us. Get out of here. Go bathe in the waters of Lake Minnetonka or whatever." Like, you know, yo, what's up, Trey? Good to see you, my dude. You know what I mean? And then he fucking gets to like the resort of Lake Minnetonka, and Bo-Katan, the chick that's supposed to be in charge of it's like, I don't care, man. Go fucking bathe in the water. I don't give a shit, man. That don't matter. It's just bath water, bro.
The episode wasn't that bad. It's still mids, but the one thing that I did, and again, they just glossed over it. They glossed over the fact, and I think what I've heard is that that Bo-Katan actually does get expanded in this next.
They have to. They have to.
It really felt like it.
Yeah, they have to.
I heard this next episode is gonna be. You gotta watch it. Like I heard, it's
okay. Good shit. Yeah, because they have to. Like this first episode, like it was cool that they kind of brought it all to fruition, but it's like. Yeah, like you said, like Bo-Katan like wasn't doing shit. Like, why am I gonna care about this chick who's just moping in a throne?
Why does Mando have the saber, bro? What the fuck is the point of him having the saber, bro?
I think it's just the fact that like what's good is like, okay, so you have two different factions of the Mandalorian culture. And I was talking this earlier with Christella, actually. We went to go eat, and she was like, because she saw the episode, and she was like, well, I mean, Bo-Katan didn't even make the waters important. And I was like, but yeah, the Forger did. The Forger's like, dude, those waters, sacred, bro. Like, they're the craziest thing. Like, no one walks on them. You got to have your fucking pedicure. You got to be 5'7". Like, no one walks on those waters. And then he goes to Bo-Katan, which is the actual, like, queen of the Mandalorians by bloodline. And she's like, oh, are you talking about the public pool we all go barbecue on Sunday at? Yeah, go ahead. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, like, dude, fuck those waters.
She really made it seem like, dude.
She made it seem like shit. She was like that place was like a pond. That was like the lake at Tres Largos that people just go and barbecue on Sundays. And Tres Largos is like a neighborhood here, dude. Like, she made it seem like it was like jack shit important.
She's going to get that dark saber by the end of this show.
She has to. And the only way she doesn't, and I'll fucking tell you right now, the only way she doesn't is if she gets killed. Or if she takes the knee to Mando. Because the thing is my guess, just me liking stories, not even from what they gave me in the first episode, is he's going to try to mend the two cultures together. Where it has that original culture of respecting the waters, being a traditional Mando, because all of those people are orphans, taking on the Mando traditions. And then you have Bo-Katan that are the actual bloodline of the Mandalorian culture, and they don't respect it.
Well,
you know what I mean?
So I actually did a little bit of research, right? Because like I was like, okay, what the fuck is this like this sect that they're talking about? This like Children of the Watch, and I was like, okay, cool. Like I'm gonna do my due diligence, and I'm really gonna look this up because you know what, like. As somebody who truly enjoys the Star Wars franchise, let me give it its due and like let's see what's up. So the Children of the Watch that she's talking about, Bo-Katan is talking about, are the people, the religious zealots who refused to let go of the ancient traditions of the Mandalore when it was still called Mandalore.
Okay.
And when turned her back on the.
Yeah, but she turned her back on the whole fucking culture. Yeah,
but that's the thing. It wasn't her. It was the Kryze family that decided to mainstream the Mandalorians into what they are now.
Yeah, there's like politics and shit involved.
As in taking off your helmet and like letting people see your face, because like they felt that the political respect of like seeing like each other's face meant more at that time than the religious like sect that they still had.
Yeah.
this motherfucker,
Yeah.
bro. All right, whatever, bro.
Yeah, so sooner or later you're gonna have that altercation between.
And I think that Chris is right that he's gonna blend the two.
Yeah, he's gonna bring them together.
Or he's going to do what the original Black Saber holder did and see if he can become a Jedi.
I don't think he's gonna go Jedi.
I don't think it will either. I'm kind of grasping at straws with that one. I would love to see it because I mean, why not go full circle, right? You know,
I mean, the only way that I could see that working is if Grogu, when he grows older, becomes the Jedi. You see, Brian sees it. Brian sees that shit. Is when Grogu grows older, he ends up mending it to the Jedi, or at least being the first or the second Mandalorian Jedi.
Right. We talked about this off air, and I think that's where they're gonna end up heading. Where Grogu is going to be the person that brings the Mandos and the Jedi together.
So where I'm coming into this.
It's already happened before.
Yeah, there was one of them. He was the person that made the Black Blade himself.
Yeah. He was the only Mandalorian Jedi in existence.
Who?
And he's the one who made the Black Blade.
Who the big buffy? They call him the Ham, which is the heavy arms Mandalorian, which is the guy in the blue that has the big heavy gun. Remember, he's actually related to the original guy who created the Black Blade.
Something.
Yeah. He's actually like a descendant, like a grandson of him, and he's actually like that was the Jedi Mandalorian. Taz Vizsla.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Tar Vizsla is the one who created it.
I'm gonna tell you exactly where I think the most exciting part of this series is gonna come from this, which is the first time the Forger meets Bo-Katan.
Oh, dude, that's
gonna be because of course, I mean, with the way Hollywood and storytelling and all that stuff is right now, the idea is to put up these strong female characters, and that lady who plays Bo-Katan has been one of the leading heroine characters in sci-fi television shows for a long time.
Babylon 5?
Yep.
I mean,
and the lady that plays the Armorer is also another lady who's been in the sci-fi realm. She played the sister to God in Supernatural. She's done a lot of stuff. She's a really great actress.
I'm actually looking her up right now.
Yeah, she's a badass actress. But the thing is it's two strong leading female characters that are defending two variations of a tradition. And that's going to bring out like a crazy war that Mando's going to have to try to mend. Like, I think that's going to be the most interesting pipeline.
Shit. Emily Swallow.
Yeah. And she's amazing, dude. She's such a great actress. Yeah, and I 100% think that when you put those two characters in a room and you have Bo-Katan show up and take off her helmet, and this chick looks at her like, the fuck did you do? And then Bo-Katan be like, you're not even a descendant. Like, I'm supposed to be the queen. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, dude, I already feel that fucking turmoil.
That episode is going to be so fucking good, dude.
I think story-wise, that's where it's going to hit really heavy.
They should have that.
Brian, what do you think? It's gonna be pretty good.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be so dry cut. I think the first time they meet, it'll be just like a conversation. But I think ultimately that's going to lead into and once they find out that Mandalore is actually habitable, there again, from what I'm hearing, there's gonna be like this all-out battle on Mandalore, and I'm assuming it'll be between.
That's just all that culture's about.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're gonna find it. That's what I was gonna ask you guys. From what I got from it, the Forger in their culture of Mandalorians believe that Mandalore could not be habited. But when they meet Bo-Katan, you find out that there's like a regular city. You know, it's cool to go. Like, it's all right. Like, nothing's really bad.
And so, isn't that weird that Mando came across this piece of artifact from Mandalore. That just some traveler who just randomly went on Mandalore, but yet the people that are naturally inhabitants of the land have no idea that this place is habitable or they can be there.
Well, I mean, I think that goes for two things. I think that's one, the Mandalorians as a culture that the Forger has are very tribal and old school and don't deal a lot with like the communication with the outside world other than just the bounties and what they stay. Yeah, they're very tribal, and that's the whole like don't take your helmet off kind of mentality. But that also goes with the aspect of how disconnected they are from the culture itself and from the actual line of Mandalorians.
But yet you're telling me if I take off my helmet, you're gonna fucking banish me? That's
Yeah, dude, I know. How do you tell the dude with the black blade that he's the one fucking up when he can make the rules now?
Honestly, what really chaps my ass is the fact that he doesn't just
I like that.
like just doesn't turn it on. Just womp.
Right there, guys. Remember that hashtag chat my ass. Chat my ass.
If I'm Din Djarin, bro, I'm never telling. I mean, she asked me if I ever took my helmet off. No.
I'd be like, what are you talking about, man? Shit.
Bitch, you took
Yeah.
your helmet off.
You're like, yeah, I took it off because I was looking at the waters of Mandalore.
Yeah.
And they're like, what? Like, yeah, what do you mean Mandalore? Yeah, I was there last week, man. I got a cottage and shit. Yeah, I got a whole fucking lake house, dude.
We're all going back to Mandalore because I fucking said we are.
Yeah, everybody take your helmet off right now and cheer. Yeah. Like, what the fuck, dude? Destroy the whole tradition in 5 seconds and stuff.
And Grogu's the next king. Fuck all y'all.
My boy.
Yeah.
Shap my ass. Hashtag shap my ass. That's awesome. Now I have to ask, I have to attend. Brian's gonna despise me for this, but I have to address the elephant in the room when it comes to the Mando show. How do you like the way that they handled the Gina Carano situation? They overhear what they did instead of not mentioning her and just like not saying anything. They actually pretty much said, "Oh, dude, she's got a beach house, she's got a lake house, and she's doing really good. Special services."
No, they were like, "Bro, what are you talking about? She got recruited to the special forces."
Well, the thing is
she's running missions right now.
This is what I was telling Brian is that they canned her. We know they fired Gina Carano, and there was a lot of controversy surrounding that situation. And Brian made a good comment about this off camera, which was like, "Dude, why even address it? Like, why even talk about it?" But instead, they blew her up like, "Oh, dude, yeah, well, she's like fucking doing awesome now. She's doing exactly what she wanted and more. Be proud of her. Be happy for her." Like, how do you feel on how they handled the situation?
The only thing is, I don't think that it added to the story. It didn't add to the storyline. It didn't add to anything. So why even bring it up? Like, yeah. I get it. Yes, now you need a sheriff or you need somebody to look after the land or whatever the fuck. And your old, the person that was doing it before is no longer there. But it didn't add to the story. So I'm just curious as to why they would bring it up. Other than the fact that, I know that Jon Favreau, who directed and wrote this episode, is a friend of, Gina Carano. So yeah, he just wanted to, give her a nod. I understood that. But personally, I didn't necessarily feel like that had to be in this episode or anywhere, actually.
Jigs, I know you're fucking eating some dog food, or I don't know what the fuck you're eating, but what are you eating, dude?
Chili, dude.
Nice. Where's it from?
Jason's Deli.
Trash. Okay, going on.
Trash.
All right, Jigs, what about you, man? What do you feel about that? How they handled that situation?
I kind of agree with Brian a little bit. Like it was one of those things where like it didn't do anything for the story outside of the fact that they needed a marshal, right? A sheriff or whatever, but like it was one of those things where it was super throwaway. And I think that's exactly what John's like intention was to like give her the nod, keep with the story,
and move on.
That's it. Like give her hey, she got recruited. She's doing something else. She's
out of the hat.
Thank you. Do we need a new marshal? What about you? That's it.
Okay, I can see that. That's a good call. Now let me ask you guys this: on the same, like off of the same step of that story or that plot, do you think this is left open-ended that maybe later on in a season finale, big battle, Gina Carano shows up for a cameo and does some shit?
If so, that will be the best kept secret in Hollywood.
I mean, I don't see that being a negative or a positive. I see it more like a positive. That's like people letting bygones be bygones kind of shit or whatever.
100%.
But I think it would be an interesting take if they were to do it. But what do you guys think about that?
I agree. Bygones be bygones. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't care. I like the character. I'm not necessarily a fan of Gina Carano, but I do like the character. I wouldn't mind her coming back. I think that would be as long as she is contributing to the story where we are right now. I don't mind it at all.
Yeah, I think to me it's one of those things like as a person in Hollywood or like actors and stuff, I think it's very important to kind of just like, hey, dude, like if you're not in those realms of those things, like maybe it's best to just have your PR team control that a little bit, or at least be in charge of that.
James Gunn can come back and take control of fucking.
Yeah, like why not this chick? Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I'm kind of like, you know what, like I didn't feel the necessity, and I do understand why they tried to make it a positive set because they know that there's some people out there that side with Gina Carano in this situation. But I feel like it's kind of open ended. Like there's a possibility later on, everyone's kind of flying down to help Mando in a big battle scene, and then you see like Gina Carano in a spaceship, and she just kind of gives like a nod and comes down like on a rappel, or just like a flyby maybe, or like someone says, "Oh, Cara Dune sent a care package," and then he gets like some special weapon or some large tank, and they don't even have to put her in it. That is just that she just.
To be honest with you, I mean, you have a good thing going. I don't know if you want to necessarily go out of your way to ruffle anyone.
To do that, yeah.
Honestly, yeah. Like this show is doing fine without her. Only if you feel like you absolutely have to have this character in this show should you do that. If you feel like you're good without her, I would just leave it alone.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Good call. So, guys, what do you think? Debut episode of The Mandalorian, for it or against it? Too early to tell?
It's a 6. It's a 6. And I don't, you know what? I'm only gonna say that it's mids because I'm expecting it to kick up. And I don't want to give this like an 8 or a 9 and then have an episode that's really blown it out.
Yeah.
To be compared to this episode. It's a 6.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. I'm gonna reserve my rating. I'm just gonna reserve my rating. I think this was just a casual little intro. I'm just happy to see that Star Wars is making a return back to making content again. I think we've been pretty dry, especially with Star Wars and anything nerd. Marvel's been kind of slow. They released Quantumania, but there's not a lot of stuff out there. But seeing Star Wars back in the cusp of it's really, really well. I'm gonna reserve it for next week. I don't want to suffer from the curse of early ranting and then the next episode do good or bad. So Triggs, what about you?
Soft 7.
Soft 7. Okay. Makes sense. Guys, get out there. Try to see The Mandalorian. It's on Disney Plus. Debuted this week. Go check it out. It's Mando. You can't go wrong with Star Wars and Mandalorian. All right, boys. Onwards to the last and final subject we're going to be discussing, which is right into your realms. We got the latest episode, not the last, so I think we have 2 more. Episode 7, The Last of Us. The infamous DLC episode, the mall episode, the Ellie and the apparent girlfriend episode. How do you guys feel this episode went? Your positives, your minuses, your cons, your pros. Let me have it, boys.
Tricks.
Man. Dude, this episode. This was like I'd never played the DLC before, so this was like completely fresh for me, right? So afterwards, I saw the the cutscene footage for the DLC to have like a reference,
yeah,
right? And I was like, dude, yet again blown away. Jesus fuck, man, dude, this show don't miss, bro. This show does not miss.
Yeah, it's really good
details. I think they're nailing the little details, like even the masks that they put on in the Halloween store are identical,
and the locations that they're going to, man. Fuck.
Yeah,
this show don't miss.
They're nailing it as someone that appreciates the game. I think that's what I like the most is the little details that you kind of forget after playing the game, but when you see it in the show, you're like, oh shit, that's right. They really did this. And the conversations are pretty much the same. The only thing that's different was the fact that Riley was stationed as opposed to them just going, with Riley was the part that Riley was leaving. It was her last night in Boston is true. But like her building like the pipe bombs and shit, that's a little bit new. So I appreciate that as well. But everything else is by the book how it went in the game, and I appreciate that. They knocked this episode out the park.
I gotta acknowledge Vince says though for him it was a 6.5 out of 10.
I like
so that. He's saying it's kind of mid. For me it was a good episode. someone who wasn't really like a big, I didn't play the game too much. I'm not really into those type of games. So I wasn't really like I'm not going to go off and claim I'm some kind of fan or that I know the shit or whatever. I do know the story pretty well, but again, I didn't play the game, but I do know my video game history. And I know that the DLC for this game revolutionized the game completely into the story because it elaborated on Ellie's sexual orientation. And it was very open about it. It was very direct, and it was not scared to hold back. And apparently, when the DLC dropped, a lot of people were kind of like, "Well, I don't want to see it because it's quote gay or whatever." And then they played it, and they were like, "Wow, that was fucking awesome. That was beautiful."
Honestly, it was one of the better parts of the game.
Yeah, from what I heard, is it really, really built the story up. Really built the story up. For me, in this episode, I thought it was really good. I thought so you could tell me if maybe I'm a little bit wrong about this, but you guys can tell me if you feel the same vibe. I think the taking it from video game to movie, the translation was a little bit off in this episode because of how lax they were in the mall, knowing that it's that big that you wouldn't have at least done your work to make sure she cleared, because the girlfriend, I forget her name. What was the girl's name? Riley. She was living in the mall. Yeah. And you would associate the idea that if she's living there, she would have at least she would have done her work. These people are smart kids to at least check the stores and all that stuff. And from where the episode puts that zombie is it's just sitting in the store, like on the side of the wall. Like it's a little bit too on the nose for me, where I'm kind of like, nah, these kids are smart. Like they're evading the police. They know the schedule of the cops. They're out there making pipe bombs. They're going through buildings. They know the area and the location. This isn't someone who's just going to be like, all right, cool, like, let me turn the lights on, do this shit, and not check every store for at least the generic idea of what's in front of me, not behind closed doors. Yeah, because, I would have expected it to be like that zombie be behind a door that is not checked to see if it's locked and it's pushed, and then it gets out, not just sitting, like, in an open room, in an open building without anything guarding it. Does that make sense?
It makes sense, because in the game, again, it's just them kind of, like, running away to this abandoned mall and just having like the time of their lives. Like,
yes,
they're going to these stores for the first time together, just experiencing these things together. And in the show, she
planned it out.
She's staying there.
She's stationed there, so that I do see the difference there. And I've actually seen people bring that up as like, dude, you're stationed here, and if you didn't notice that, how come the other Fireflies that put you stationed here?
Yeah, they're about to station you somewhere as a person that's smart or some shit.
They haven't cleared the area, but they're stationing you there. Like, that's a little weird. I do see where you're coming from.
Yeah, to me, that was the only thing continuity-wise that I was kind of like, eh. And I thought it was kind of weird but funny, where like you would associate the idea of hiding in a horror store, like during this time of like trauma. That's like
Halloween, dude.
Dude, I was like, I would not want to be anywhere of horror in a zombie apocalypse. I'd be like, nah, fuck that. I'm tired of this shit. Take me to the Hello Kitty store.
On the nose,
it's a little on the nose, dude. But then again, I could see the comedy behind it, the little like, you know, the Strickler comedy, or the really like morbid comedy behind it.
Well,
like, you know,
man, you know, and kind of like spoiler-ish, you know, after everything happens and, you know, they get bitten and stuff like that, there's also like the big parallel between Riley and Ellie, how they deal with it. You know,
okay, what do you mean?
Well, because you have Riley who's stone cold, right? She's just like, yep, this just happened. And then you have Ellie who's losing her fucking mind, dude.
Well, yeah, because she's a little bit younger and a little bit more conservative. From what it looks like, a little bit more
but in the after show, they're not talking about her being like that. It's the parallel comes from Riley in her head is like, I'm gonna enjoy what I have left with Ellie.
Oh, okay.
So and Ellie doesn't know how to process that.
Process it, yeah. She's freaking out.
Yeah, she's like, oh my god, like we're gonna die.
She's a little psychopath, dude.
Yeah, and then, well, I mean, dude, you just got bit by a fucking zombie, dude. You're gonna get turned in the next couple of hours. Like
I keep telling people, man, Ellie's a little psychopath, man. Like the way she like, In the first couple episodes when she's like killing people and she's like got her knife on that one zombie and she's cutting his face all weird and shit. I'm like, man, this chick's a little psycho, man. She's a little off her rocker a little bit.
Dude, honestly, man, if I was Joe, I would have been like, do it.
Emperor Palpatine and shit. The Victoria's Secret. Vince says the Victoria's Secret scene.
Dude, that was.
I thought that was kind of funny.
That was funny. I'm not gonna lie, it was a little bit tacky, but I thought it was super funny.
Nah, but it's funny.
Honestly,
it's just
that was a little bit of a woke moment where they were saying, or when Ellie noticed that the Victoria's Secret store was ransacked, but the Bath and Body place where people needed soap,
necessities, right? Nobody wanted to take that shit.
No one even took that shit.
Everybody's like, look, they stole the sneakers, but not the soap.
That was a great moment. They were like, these people were just so fascinated by shit that didn't matter at the end of the day.
It's like a different. It's like a different
fucking store.
What would it like a different observation of what important in life is?
Exactly.
Like when you take those kind of things away from people on the sense of importance and value.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I can see that.
I have also saw the narrative, which was interesting to me, about how this show, although it's great, is kind of failing in the realm of explaining just how dangerous this world is.
Yeah, it's a little bit too lax on that.
They're giving you these love stories and this human aspect of it, and they're not giving you enough of the zombies and all that shit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that's a good point because that's kind of to me what kind of ruined The Walking Dead after a while. Is that from the very beginning it was like the zombies were scary, and then it went to the humans were scary. But then it stayed and it never collaborated until the Whispers season when it implemented that humans were amongst the zombies and using them as tools and things. But it never brought that full circle to be like, well, what happens when you get 1 million zombies together? Yeah. Like, what the fuck are you going to do now? Right now, the only thing is, like you said, I think it's a perfect way to put it. The only thing we've got as gravitas of the zombies has been the last episode when they're in the sniper alley. Even more than when the girl died in that weird museum. Like, I still feel the sniper situation needs to be more pushed on. I think that's great. But overall, I think it's a good episode. I think the next episode is supposed to be really, really wild. I heard the original voice actor for Joel is going to be in it from the video game.
Yeah, Troy Baker is the number 2 for, like, the big bad for this. So what should we be looking for the next episode? Because through and through, I'm not going to lie, like I know of the DLC episode, but I don't know what really happens after this. Okay. So can you guys give me like a heads up on what we should be looking for?
Don't spoil it.
Yeah, not like a spoiler, but what should we be looking for?
This next section of the story is probably the best part of the game for me personally.
Oh, nice.
It's probably the best part. So it just gets wild, and this is in the game where it's solely on Ellie. Ellie is on her own. She has to defend her for her own, and she's the one that's in charge here. So
she has to do what Joel's been teaching her. She has to like man up.
So let me kind of elaborate a little bit more on
just a little bit. We got like 2 minutes, man.
Yeah. Okay, so when he was like, yeah, she's fending for herself. Let me kind of elaborate on that. This is where Ellie comes into her own. This is where the culmination of everything that Joel has tried to teach her is now coming into the front. Either you do this and you survive, or you die and I die along with you. Afterwards, this is also the season finale. So there's going to be something else where Joel is going to be fine, and Joel is going to be faced with a decision.
Okay, very cool. That's good shit,
that's
man. Can't wait. I think I am so proud that you guys got your nod in from the directors and the creators of this, that they respected the fans enough. And really gave you guys a treat. I'm going to say a treat, because not only has it been a treat for you guys to experience this and play the game and live through it and see it all come to fruition, but us as people that are normies can appreciate it at 100% almost from what the game offered, and can appreciate all the masterpiece that you guys got to experience as a game players. I appreciate it. I 100% appreciate this. So guys, straight up 10 out of 10, 7 out of 7. What do you guys think of this episode?
This episode's a 9.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Brian.
Yeah, I'll be the devil's advocate. I'll say it's gonna be like an 8, like a mid 8. But straight up, Eels is like, just play the damn game, Chris. Nah, it's too late in my life, man. I'm gonna stick to Arma. Well, boys, I gotta say This has been a fantastic episode. I had a great time. I enjoy these talks. I look forward to them every Friday. People in the comment section, I appreciate every one of you for tuning in, and I appreciate every one of you, even if it's something you didn't like what we said. I know one person came in today, kind of spoke his mind, and it's okay. We just appreciate you guys watching and coming in and talking. Hopefully we get you to chat a little bit more with us next time. But I have to say, I enjoyed our conversation today. And I hope that everyone here, if you get a chance, I know that the majority are, join the Discord. Come and join us during the week and have a good time and have some fun with us.
Or even like after the shows, like if it's after the shows and you guys want to pick our brains about our topics, you can come in and tell me that I'm a fucking idiot for some of my topics, and we'll talk about it in the Discord.
Yeah, man, go to the
that's what it's for, yo.
Yeah, man, go to the podcast talk. So, speak your mind, say what you got to say, or go to, talk to us there, man. I'm going to try and be in there at least later on for, maybe gaming discussions or looking for a stream. I might play some Sons of the Forest tonight, just
nice.
If you guys want to, come in and, hang out and talk a little bit of shit, whatever, dude.
Yeah, I went ahead and put the Discord link in the comment section of the video if you guys want to jump in and join us. If not, if you're on Discord, go ahead and look up in the search The Average Boys with a Z, and it should pop up. And yeah, man, it's a good time during the week, and it's fun. We drop memes and stuff, and we talk spoilers and all this other stuff, and DC and Marvel, anything nerd you guys can jump with. If not, if you just need someone to talk to, someone's always there in the comment section to make you feel good. I want to say, of course, Brian, thank you so much for staying with us. I know you're working. You have your phone right now that you're probably fucking. They're dying, man.
I'm on like 7%, so.
Yeah, and I know your internet's been messed up, but I'm so happy that it worked out today. Thank you so much for finding the new way to do it. It's good to have you here. And Triggs, thank you so much for being on the show again. It's good to have you, and it's good to see how long we're going to be able to keep you here between your work and all your busy lifestyle. And everybody in the comment section, I want to say thank you so much to all our extraordinary listeners. We appreciate every one of you. And I want to say thank you for always supporting us and coming in and chatting with us and keeping us going. We're almost at fucking 500 episodes, 2,000 downloads. Like, we can't get here without you guys. We appreciate every one of you. Join us in Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcast, anywhere you listen to a podcast. Just look for our names. More than likely we'll pick up, and follow us, subscribe, even on our YouTube channel. We appreciate every one of you. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys again here next Friday, again live here on the Average Boys Podcast. We hope you're doing good. Stay safe, and we'll see you again. Laters.
Peace.
Ooh,